Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primetime Local News. Sunny Tuesday. It was a nice, it was a nice change out there.
Wow.
Yeah, it felt really good.
Needed that.
Yeah, definitely. And there's no snow in the forecast, which is really good. But we're in sports. We're talking Beyond the Boards is back because it's Tuesday.
Yes,
and you're talking
it's Tuesday.
Pre-game rituals.
Yeah, because every player goes through certain quirks, and I know I did, or I do every time I do a
can't
show.
mention on the air, but
well, it's more like just preparation. So we get a little in-depth look at that. So.
Nice. And you're talking Agrivision because a big name was announced.
Yeah, Brad Wall, retired Premier Saskatchewan, will be here for Agrivision's next February, so we get some insight on all of that.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Gerard. We're going to toss it over to Stacey for a look at your local headlines.
Thanks, Michaela. The Guardian Health Centre may soon be losing a major piece of its operation. Their MRI machine and services will be shut down by September 30th, unless the Onion Lake Energy Company, who owns the machine, can find a buyer.
It's needed service in the community, we know that, and we thought best is we just let it go and let other people that's more knowledgeable in that industry to take over.
The current wait time in the Lloydminster region for an MRI is normally between 2 and 6 months. However, wait times at the Guardian Health Centre is normally about a week. The Canadian Women's Foundation declared this week Gender Equality Week, and for transgender women living in Lloydminster isn't easy.
I mean, I can't even walk down the mall without being like gawked at or.
Dee Dee Quinney is a transgender woman who was born and raised in Lloydminster. She struggles to find work in the border city and feels it's because of discrimination.
Here in the border city, and I've had 3 failed interviews. I had 2 phone interviews, and I had a lady hang up on me because I applied for a job and she said she was looking for a female.
Quinney has lived in other parts of Canada like Charlottesville and Winnipeg and says a lack of community support here is noticeable. Operation Christmas Child boxes have arrived in Lloydminster. Last year, more than 3,000 shoeboxes were filled in the border city area. Filled boxes can be dropped off at Southridge Church, Versus, Safeway, Dollar Tree West, Spiros, and Silverwood Toyota. Collection week is November 12th to the 18th.
There's an immediate impact as the children open the shoeboxes, just the joy, laughter that comes out as they're showing off to their family and friends items in their own shoebox. Just the satisfaction that for some of these kids, this will be the very first gift they will have ever received in their lives.
When you pick up a box, you can ask for a brochure which goes over categories that you can fill your box with, such as age-specific toys, school supplies, health, and hygiene products. Over 100 people joined the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Bud Miller Park Saturday for the event Run for Lloydminster. This was the first run that was locally organized, and the community is hoping to make it a regular event on the calendar. This was to raise money and awareness to buy an ophthalmology microscope for the Lloydminster Hospital.
I was once the chairman of the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation, and it is wonderful to see a congregation of people getting together to raise money for an acute need within our community. And I think it just proves that as Canadians, it doesn't matter where you come from, what language you speak, what holy book you read, or where you pray. We are all Canadians, and one thing that we all share in common is our need for quality health care. That's something that you folks are contributing to, and we really, really appreciate it.
And that's it for news for now. Let's check in with Brittany, who's up in Cold Lake today.
Cassandra Butt joins me now from the Funky Button in Cold Lake. Now, we were just talking about this shop is now, you've been in operation for 6 years?
The shop itself has been here for 8 years, but I've owned it for 6. I took it over from my mom.
So what inspired you to start being a creator and being a sewer and designer now?
When I was 13, I started designing. I started watching fashion shows on TV, and I never wanted to be the model like every other girl I knew wanted. I wanted to be the one that came out afterwards and said, here is my work. I made all of this, and I want to showcase my art that way.
And now, being the sole designer of Emmy's clothing design for women, where are you drawing your inspiration from?
It's a little bit different every time I do a collection. This collection was called Fight Like a Girl, so it was inspired by my journey. I've dealt with spousal abuse and depression, and I wanted to put that all out there and showcase that in a collection and the strength coming out of that.
And all the pieces are made here in this shop?
Yep, everything's made right here by myself. I'm the sole designer, creator, seamstress, everything. And so it's always small, but I show it in a big way.
Definitely, and we're going to have a little bit more coming up later on in the show. We're going to actually look at one of Cassandra's collections, and we're going to hear about a trip she took and had a collection featured in New York Fashion Week. But right now, we're going to head back over to the studio and check in with Michaela to see what's going on in this week's forecast.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Looking forward to that. Very cool over in Cold Lake. 14 here in the border city, some cloud cover, but it felt really, really nice now that that sun came out. Just want to point out our records. 31 degrees back in 2011. Would be nice, unfortunately. There's no snow in the forecast, but also no 31 degrees. Looking at our current temperature, 17 in Edmonton. These are much warmer than we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks. 15 in Lac La Biche, 14 in Bonnyville, 15 in St. Paul, 14 in Marwayne. A little bit cooler. Pierceland sitting at 12, 14 in St. Walburg, 11 in Meadow Lake, and 11 in Isle La Crosse. No watches or warnings currently, which is great to see, as basically almost every day over the last week we've had a frost advisory at this time. None currently in effect for our broadcast region. And then as we look at the satellite radar, just some cloud cover really coming through, but nothing too major. As we look to North Battleford, currently 13 degrees overnight, going to have a little bit of cloud cover, and then a high of 14 tomorrow. We could see some showers come in on the overnight over Wednesday, but nothing throughout the day currently. Sitting at 14 in Cold Lake overnight, that cloud cover dropping down to 6 degrees, and then tomorrow a high of 13 as a mix of sun and cloud there. Currently in Lloydminster, sitting at 14 degrees, some cloud cover in the area. Going to drop down to 7 degrees. Winds coming out of the west at 19 kilometers an hour. Tomorrow, going to be cloudy and 14 back into those double digits, which is nice. Nice to see. Tomorrow, a high of 13. We have a 23% chance of precipitation, 7 degrees for the low there. Thursday, sun is going to try to peek out a little bit, but we are dropping in our numbers. Only a high of 6 on Thursday, 1 degree for your low overnight there. And on Friday, luckily, a low chance of precipitation, 8 degrees for your high, but -3 for the low. And that's a big game of the comp versus Holy Rosary. So if you are going to be taking that in, definitely bundle up. It's going to be a chilly evening. But I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up later in the show.
Time now for agriculture news. Well, organizers for next year's AgriVisions are putting systems in place for the 2019 conference. We find out that some really big names will be in the border city come next February.
The scoop is out as organizers for next year's AgriVisions are dishing on some of the headliners and attractions coming to Lloydminster on February 13th and 14th.
Probably the most excited about having is Brad Wall. Brad has been, a leader in Saskatchewan, or a premier in Saskatchewan for the last few years, has gone into retirement. But, just so knowledgeable on all the issues dealing with ag and the economics, the economy.
AgriVisions 2019 will feature the annual Campfire Victuals banquet on the first evening, with tons more on the menu.
We have Ann Wasco coming as a cattle market analyst. We have Adam Pucalo coming from PI Financial, dealing with the grain markets. Cody Creelman, he's a vet with Herd Health.
As well, attendees can look out for the Innovations Zone.
So last year was the combines. This year we're flipping back into the seeders again because seeding technology just changes so much.
Local dealers are on board putting together a showcase of all the latest gear.
This is a great opportunity to be able to come out and talk to the dealers and talk to the company reps.
There's a lot on the seed side too, as new varieties continue to roll out.
New for this year will be a soybean class. It won't be a seed class, it'll be a display class, and we just hope to bring some of the agronomic information to people that they may not have seen before.
Harbin says seed development has moved a good crop from being 40 bushels to producers wanting 60 bushels per acre, and it all starts with good seed. Back to Harvest 18, producers are remaining positive even as their livelihood is being threatened by the swift change in the weather.
On the bright side, it is still September. We have October, so I mean winter hopefully won't be here yet, and hopefully there's lots of great combining time ahead of us.
Lots of optimism there. Well, heavy wet snow that fell on parts of central and southern Saskatchewan, rather northern Saskatchewan over the weekend, certainly will delay harvest. Western Canadian Wheat Growers Chair Jim Wickett, who farms in Rosetown, says his area received 15 centimeters of snow. Wickett says much of the snow has started to melt, but it will likely be 1 to 2 weeks before harvest can resume. He says cereal grain crops could be downgraded by the wet weather, but oil seeds should not be affected. That's our agriculture news. Connor Chan has sports in just a bit. Let's check our agriculture prices.
City Center Auto Body is proud to offer the paintless dent removal system. This works by going behind the panel, working out small dents. Lloydminster's trusted auto body shop for over 35 years.
Thanks, Gerard. Last week in Beyond the Boards, we learned about how meticulous players are when it comes to taping their sticks, and that focus is also applied to their pregame ritual, which is tailored to the group and the individual. Josh Ryan has more.
Hockey season is a grind for players both mentally and physically. A start to reducing that stress is maximizing warm-up.
In a sport where you play, I think we play 60 games a year or something like that, and it's a lot of hockey, so, and then we practice every day, so for sure it's a big part to get your body ready, and yeah, you don't want any injuries.
That consists largely of group exercises, whether it's general movement or specific to footwork, agility, and attention to detail.
Sit in the room, you can get some dead legs, so it's good to get them going and get working. Guys have their things they do on after the team workout, and they have their own things they do, so it's just kind of a team thing, get everybody on the same page.
That individual time afterwards is where players most differ, be it meditation, visualization, or listening to music. The netminders especially are creatures of habit.
I'll just try and get my hands ready, get my hand-eye coordination going with that, and then after that, I go into the room, tape my stick, and start to get ready. I try not to think about it too much, but yeah, I always have like the little quirks here and there that I try and do before every game.
At some point in the evening without fail, everyone participates in a hallmark tradition before the game, sewer ball, where players compete to see who can survive the longest without letting a ball touch the ground.
Every team I've played on kind of has done it before games, so just a good way to get loose with the guys, have a little bit of fun, and get the competitive edge going early. If I get a little too focused, I think I play bad. Sometimes it's good to just go out there and relax and just have a good time with the guys before the game.
The more intense competitors in the group, like Zach Kaiser, usually last the longest, but new members are up to the challenge.
Cale Elder right now lately, he's been up there every game as a rookie coming in. He's given Kaiser a run for his money for sure.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
Beyond the Boards is brought to you by City Center Auto Body. At City Center Auto Body, they can fix anything, now on both sides of the border.
And that's it for sports. Let's send it back to Brittany, who's still in Cold Lake.
Cassandra Butt joins me again, and we were just talking before we broke off there that New York Fashion Week, what was it like to see your designs on the runway for the first time?
It was incredibly emotional. New York has been my dream since I was a kid, and I didn't think I would make it there so early on in my life. So to finally see my stuff in New York was surreal. And I look at my mom and she was crying too, so it was amazing.
And now right behind us here, this is one of the pieces that was featured in the show. It's from the collection. You know what, I'm not even going to touch it. I want you to share with me about this piece in this collection.
So this was the first gown I made for the collection. The collection's called Fight Like a Girl. So you'll see all the chain pieces on every piece. That symbolizes the chains of adversity turned into armor to show a woman's strength and a woman's beauty coming out of adversity. So this was actually created for Delaney Vincent. She's a local model. She wore it Western Canada Fashion Week, and then she came with me as well to New York, so I was able to give her the opportunity as well to join me in New York City. And so she wore this there as well, and it's absolutely gorgeous on her, and she was the full inspiration for this dress specifically.
And now the whole collection is made up of some similar but also some really different fabrics. Like you said, this is a matte sequence.
Yeah, matte sequins I find look a lot richer than a super shiny sequin. If you get the really shiny sequins, they look really costumey, dance wear, and kind of cheap. The matte sequin's a lot richer, and then it's paired with chiffon. The majority of the pieces aren't quite like this. They're stretchy for ease of fit. I use a lot of stretch knits and a lot of dance wear.
Excellent. Well, we're going to have more coming up from Cassandra later on in the show. We're going to look at a few more pieces and find out a little bit more about that trip to New York and what's coming up for her. But right now, we're just going to head back over to the studio and check in with Michaela to find out what's going on in our social media trends.
All right, well, we will get to our question of the day next hour, but this hour I want to bring up a debate surrounding food. It's been the debate here in our newsroom for forever. We want to know, do you put butter on your pasta? Because our own Connor Chan here eats it plain. And he doesn't think
to each his own, eh?
Yeah, no, to each their
his
own.
defense.
Yeah, no, but to him, he thought it was weird that people put butter on their
It
pasta.
is weird.
So I was just curious, what are your eating habits? I want to know. Do you put butter on your pasta? Let us know at Primetime Local News. It's a heated debate. Gerard, do you put it on your pasta?
If I feel for it, sure. If I don't, I mean, no sweat off my back. But Connor, in your defense, let's hear it.
Well, first off, butter is something you don't put on pasta. That's just me. If anything, it should go on bagels and toast, even though I don't eat that.
When
with
did you
bagels and
discover
toast.
this?
I don't know.
No, but I think the thing is that he doesn't even put sauce. He doesn't put butter or sauce, just the noodle.
Yeah, and then I also was wondering why my noodles stick, and now you told me why.
Yeah, because the lack of butter.
Well,
Anyways,
that's not my fault.
we want to know, do you find this weird, or is it normal not to put butter on your pasta? Let us know at Primetime Local News. But now it is my favorite part of the day, our Pet of the Day segment, and we have some cuties to show you. This is Jude,
Hey,
and it is
Jude.
actually Jude's birthday. And he's 2 today, super cute. That was sent in by Landon. And then this is Xena, and Xena is being fostered by Nadine right now, and she's up for adoption. So you guys, let's get Xena a home. She looks absolutely beautiful. And this is Ruger. Very cute. I want to know how he learned to stand up on 2 feet there. That was sent in by Jessica.
Cats do these things.
looks like a
Yeah.
penguin.
This is Dozer. Dozer looks very happy eating a treat, and that was sent in by Chelsea. And then this is Mojo. Mojo, he likes to sit on the top of the closet door there. Super
Don't close the door now.
Yeah, no, that was sent in by Jenna. And okay, this is probably my favorite all-time entry. This is Lady, and this was sent in by Natasha. And it looks like she had a full newborn photo shoot for Lady, and I'm here for it. I love it. This is gorgeous. If you have your pet of the day you want to showcase here on Primetime Local News, do send it in on our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, or by email, and you could win a gift card from PetPad.
We want to see your pet. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
All right, I am now joined with John Punchon from the SPCA. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, it is Tuesday, so that means Pet Project. And we have a really good boy keeper here, and Darth, who actually made his TV debut last night when Brittany was down at the SPCA. So you brought him in studio today, and tell us a little bit about Darth.
Well, Darth is definitely a very, very nice cat, quite calm. He was a little, wanted to check the studio out a little bit when he arrived, but now he's settled in quite nicely, and yeah, just a really relaxed, pleasant cat. And yeah, he did so well yesterday on TV, so I thought, well, might as well bring him in studio and see how he does here. And he's just quietly purring away here right now.
He really is. He's really calm. And how old is Darth?
He's just over a year.
Okay, so he's pretty. So he's probably going to be this calm.
Yeah,
Calm
absolutely.
dude for a while then.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's just. I'm surprised at how easy he is just to hold, and because some cats get a little squirrely.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's doing really well and seems to enjoy the limelight a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
no kidding. And he might do well with a family with kids then, if you can handle him like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And certainly if you have other cats as well, because he is. He was actually brought in with another cat too, so he does quite well with cats. Seems to be quite comfortable with his buddy there. So yeah, so if you're looking to add to the family or looking for a cat that's good with kids, and he's young, so you can certainly grow with him too. So there's lots of time ahead with him.
And people think black cats, have that superstition, but he's a really sweet guy.
Oh, absolutely. And actually, it's funny in Britain. Actually, it's the opposite, where white cats are considered bad luck and black cats are considered good luck. So
okay, so Darth is good luck.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, but certainly there's a lot of myths that go towards black cats. But certainly there's definitely in all my years, I've never had any bad luck come from having a black cat.
Perfect. And down here, this is Kiefer. You brought us a dog today. He is a really good boy. As soon as you brought him in, he was down, wanted some belly rubs. So can you tell us a little bit? Look at him. I mean, sweetie. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, he's 6 years old. He came to us as a stray, but he is, definitely very well behaved. He's knows a lot of basic commands, so sit, lie down. He's very attentive.
Yeah.
He's definitely very excited to be around people. As soon as he's met everyone, he's right up next to them and looking for cuddles. So yeah, definitely one that's, you don't need a lot of training with this guy. He's very easygoing, so good with families, and certainly if you have kids, or even if you have another dog, we'd recommend bringing them in to meet. But yeah, certainly he's very, very mild-mannered, which is a great fit for somebody that's looking to add a dog to their family.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to last long. He's an absolute sweetheart. And yeah, as soon as I met him, he lied down for a belly rub, so very sweet guy. You guys are always looking for foster families in the shelter. So what does a foster family do for the pets there?
For sure. This year, actually, we've had a lot of foster families come forward because we've had a lot of kittens. Right now, we have about 70 kittens, in care. Yeah, most of them are in fosters, but that means that we're going to be looking at them all coming back shortly. And certainly this time of year is kind of that second part of the kitten season. So we're entering into the fall, and usually we see an increase in the number of kittens coming in. So for foster homes, kittens are super easy, whether they're their own litter or have a mom. They're pretty easy to look after. We provide all the supplies, food. You just need to come in every couple of weeks for vaccines and a quick check over. And once they're 8 weeks of age, we get them spayed or neutered and placed up for adoption.
Okay, great. Well, lots of great options to get in with the SPCA, or if you guys are interested in these animals here today, you can head down to the SPCA or give them a call. Thank you so much, John, for joining me, and thanks for bringing these guys in today.
Absolutely, not a problem. Thanks.
Pet Project is brought to you by Quick Pick Waste Disposal, Lloydminster's #1 waste and recycling hauler. Quick Pick is waste collection you can depend on.
I'm Courtney Ray from 93.7 Wayne FM and Boom 101.9, and here's what's happening in the Wainwright area. Check out the 11th Annual Scarecrow Festival this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the library and 3rd Ave. There will be scarecrow competitions, wacky vegetable creature competitions, children's activities, an outdoor market, and so much more. This year's theme, Heroes and Villains. There's still some time to register as an individual, group, or business for the competitions, so head over to their website, wainwrightlibrary.ad.ca, for registration forms and more details about the festival. The Wainwright Junior B Bisons will be having their home opener for their regular 2018-2019 season this Saturday at the Peace Memorial Multiplex against the Onion Lake Border Chiefs. Puck drop is at 8:30. Calling all kayak and canoe owners, an official application has been submitted to the Guinness Book of World Records to break the record for the longest canoe and kayak parade on water. The attempt will be on Monday, October 8th on the Vermilion River at the Vermilion Provincial Park. If you would like to volunteer and help with this event, register or get more info, contact Darlene at 780-808-3430. If you have an event that you would like featured on What's Happening in Wainwright, please email us at wainfm@newcap.ca.
That's a wrap for us here in Cold Lake today. And thank you for joining us. And thank you to Cassandra Butt for sharing all of her stories with us from New York Fashion Week and these beautiful designs that are all hand created. Now, they are all for sale. And unfortunately, the blouse I was wearing earlier is already sold. So that one's off the market. But she does have plenty more here that are all locally handmade designs and were featured in New York Fashion Week. So come down and check them out. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to be heading over to 4th Meridian Brewery to check out how they make their craft beers and maybe even do a taste test or two. But right now we're going to head back over to the studio and check in with them.
All right, thank you, Brittany. Taking a quick look at our 7-day forecast. Fortunately, no snow, but unfortunately some pretty cool numbers there. 13 tomorrow, some cloud cover, going to continue into Thursday, a high of only 6 there. Friday, big game, Holy Rosary against
and the comp.
in the comp, big crosstown rivals there. Only a high of 8 throughout the day. It's going to be a little cooler at kickoff, so do bundle up. -3 for the low. Saturday, high of 5, -2 for your low overnight there. Sunday, cloudy, 45% chance of precipitation, only a high of 3, and look at that, a -6 for our low. Yeah, it's getting chilly as we get closer to October. Monday, high of 2, -2 for your low. Same story on Tuesday, just a little sunnier, 2 degrees, and then -5 for your low there. So could be worse, could be better.
Let's say could be better.
Could be better, yeah.
Eternally optimistic, our ag producers there. Could be better, hey?
Could be better, yeah. But I want to talk about Brittany just sold the blouse by wearing it.
That is television for you.
Look at that.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. I mean, if any of you guys are looking for some custom-made garments, really cool.
We know where to go.
Straight off the runway from New York. How often do you get to say that?
Wonder if she's into guys' clothing.
Oh, yeah, maybe next year.
Wonder. And
now let her focus on the ladies.
Need something to go host a function somewhere.
Oh, okay. What would you ask her to make you?
I don't know. She'd better come up with some suggestions. You know me and fashion.
You're a fashion killer.
I got 2 left feet, right?
I don't think that's the saying when it comes to fashion, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Yeah, really, really beautiful work there. And 4th Meridian tomorrow. I know I've gone in there for a brewski. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, we'll drink to that. We love showcasing our local people and businesses here on Primetime Local News. So if you are a local business and you have anything you would like to showcase, do reach out to us. Yeah, of course, we'd love to showcase it. That's our show for tonight, though. Primetime Local News Tuesday edition. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for more Primetime Local. Take care.
Selling fashion.